you will lie, die, accuse, and maybe visit your friends as a ghost, all while trying to unmask a demon hiding behind a friendly smile in Blood on the Clocktower.
And today we're diving into a quick start tutorial for Blood on the Clocktower. We'll explain everything you need to know if you want to get started playing quickly and pick up the details and icons as you go along in 15 minutes or less.
And hi everyone, it's Stella.
And Taryn, and welcome to Meeple University.
And hey, if you enjoyed this video after watching, please like, subscribe and comments. You know what to do. Now let's get to the classroom.
Blood on the Clocktower is a massive social deduction party game for 5 to 20 players which builds on the classic games of Mafia and Werewolf. The core of the game is hidden role social deduction. At the start of the game, you will receive a unique role with some special abilities. The colour of your token determines your team, blue for good or red for evil. This is a team game. Either all good players win or all evil players win. The good team has 2 to 3 times as many players as the evil team, but the evil players know who their allies are from the start of the game. The game is played in alternating phases known as night phase and day phase. At its very simplest, during the night phase, players close their eyes and an evil player chooses another player to be killed. Then in the day phase, all players engage in free conversation before the living players vote on a player to execute, trying their best to kill players from the opposite team. The evil team contains minions and demons, and the good team wins once the demon is killed, even if the minions live. The evil team wins if the table is reduced to only 2 living players without the good team having 1. Unlike Werewolf and Mafia, players who are killed are not eliminated from playing. They continue to take full part with an important but lesser role, and they can still win or lose with their team. Blood on the Clocktower is always run by a moderator who controls all facets of setup and gameplay and tells the story. In setup, each player secretly draws a character token from the bag, and upon looking at it secretly, returns it to the moderator. Players also take and keep this aid which details all of the roles. Each game edition has up to 25 different characters, townsfolk and outsiders who make up the good team, and minions and demons who make up the evil team. The moderator will pre-select the character combination to meet the numbers in this table, and players are not told which roles are in and out. Standard rules play up to 15 players, and with the basic character sets, the evil team will be 1 demon and the rest minions. The moderator arranges all characters in their seating order with various other reminder tokens within the grimoire. This box is for the moderator's eyes only and is used to run the game. The village square is placed open in the centre of the play area, each player represented by a clock token, again in seating position. This keeps track of who is alive and who is dead. Players can stand up and move around during the game, but must return to their seating positions for key moments. The game begins with the first night phase. If your role gets start of game information, you receive it now. The moderator will instruct all players to close their eyes and will run through a first night scripted sequence. Keep your eyes closed. If the moderator double taps you on the knee or shoulder, then you wake up, opening your eyes. The moderator will then give you your information and put you back to sleep. Information is mostly given by displaying an information token while pointing at 1 or more players, or while displaying a character token. Other standard signals are a nod or a shake for yes or no, thumbs up or thumbs down for good or evil, or a count of fingers for a number, including 0. The first night always involves waking the minions together so they can identify each other, and showing them who the demon is. And it always involves waking the demon and showing them the minions. They won't know which specific evil roles are in play, just the general classes of demon and minion. All other first night information depends on which roles are in play. After the first night is done, proceed to the first day phase. All day phases follow these rules, but the first day is simpler because everyone is still alive. A day phase begins with discussion. Players freely discuss the game and what they know, the good players trying to work out who is evil, and the evil players trying to shift or avoid the blame, or generally pretend that they're good. Players may tell the truth or lie without restriction, and players may discuss as a group or freely move around to have private conversations. Next, there will be a series of nominations and votes to potentially execute a single player. First, the moderator calls for a nomination, and any player may nominate another by stating, "I nominate this player." The nominee is given a chance to speak in defense of the charges, and then comes the vote. Players may raise a hand to vote for execution or keep it lowered to vote against. The moderator counts the votes in real time, clockwise from the player to the nominee's left, and this gives later players the chance to change their vote based on what they see. If the final votes are less than half the number of players, the vote fails. If the votes are equal or higher than half the number of players, it succeeds. The nominee is marked for execution and, for in-game purposes, is considered about to die. Whether this was a success or fail, repeat the process, calling for further nominations and holding further votes by the same rules. Each day, each player may make only one nomination and may be nominated only once. For each vote after the first, if the votes in favour strictly exceed those of the most recent successful vote, then the new nominee is marked about to die and the old nominee is spared. Any vote lower than the previous successful vote is a failure. If the vote is equal to the previous successful vote, then both votes are considered successful, but both players are spared from execution as there can be only one execution per day. This means now nobody is about to die. For a subsequent player to be about to die, their vote must strictly exceed the tied one. When the moderator ends the voting, then the last single player who was about to die is executed, which in the absence of some special ability means they are killed. It's possible that no one will be killed. Now proceed to the next night phase. From Night 2 onwards, the function of the night phase is resolving character abilities in secret. A few such abilities are also resolved on the first night. This is again resolved per the script using silent signals. If your role learns information, you'll receive it as in the first night. If your role makes a choice, you'll be woken and choose by pointing at another player or at a role on your player aid. If your ability is conditional, the moderator will not wake you unless it applies. Critically, from Night 2 onwards, the demon will wake each night and choose another player to kill. For more advanced demons, it will be a variation on this theme. After each night phase, the moderator resolves the dawn phase, waking up all players and for the first time announcing any deaths. When a player dies, the moderator shrouds their character and the player flips their clock and puts a vote token on top. The dead player's role must still remain secret. The dead player is not out of the game. They still go to sleep in the night phase, wake up in the day phase, and are fully involved in discussions. However, unless otherwise stated, a dead character's ability is never resolved, even later during the same day in which they died. In votes, dead characters cannot nominate, and they get only one more vote for the rest of the game. The next time they vote in favour of an execution, discard their vote token. As players die, the threshold for a successful vote reduces to at least half the number of living players only. This makes dead player votes quite powerful, since they can drive an execution even against a living player's majority. Continue playing alternating day and night phases until a win condition is met. The good team wins by killing all demons. And beware, there are some powers which allow others to take over as the demon during play. The evil team wins by reducing the table to 2 living players without the good team reaching its win condition. The moderator only ever reveals the information that you're allowed to know, and often this will be done in a way to deliberately confuse you. In fact, some roles, such as the drunk or lunatic, may receive actively false information. Also, be aware that the actions you take may not lead to the outcomes you expect, because there's always the chance that someone else's secret power has prevented that outcome. Always remember, no outcome or consequence actually occurs unless the moderator tells you that it does. Let's look at a multi-layered example. Let's suppose you're the slayer, but the poisoner has secretly poisoned you, so unbeknownst to you, your power does not work today. You use your slayer power and correctly identify me as the demon, which would usually kill me. The moderator simply tells us all that
nothing has happened.
You probably think you've guessed wrong and that I'm not the demon. As for me, I know I've survived a slayer attack and I don't know why. Is it because you were poisoned? Is it because I'm not really the demon? Is it because you're not even the slayer and just said that to pretend? Whatever the case, the important thing for players is to always wait for the moderator to confirm an outcome before reacting, and don't ask revealing questions. As the demon, it would have been disastrous for me to have responded, "Ah, you got me," before waiting for confirmation, or given a puzzled, "Wait, what?" after being told nothing happened. Unless, of course, they said those things as a minion pretending to be the demon, but that's just layers upon layers. Players may always say anything they want at any time and for any reason, even while silent signalling is ongoing at night. The only exception is if a player attempts to use, or feign the use, of a power in an illegal manner. In this case, you'll be advised of your mistake with a headshake at night or a verbal clarification during the day. Tokens with blue and red images are travellers. These will make up the excess numbers at more than 15 players, and can be used to deal in players who either arrive late or intend to leave early, since they can drop in and out during a game. Unlike the others, a player with a Traveller role reveals the role publicly, and has a special Traveller token in the town square. The moderator then chooses whether the Traveller is good or evil, and tells them secretly. An evil Traveller learns who the demon is, but not the minions. Evil players do not learn the Traveller's alignment. Living Travellers may nominate, vote, die at night, and take actions like normal players. However, they are not nominated or voted for execution in the usual way. Instead, they can be voted to death by exile. Any player, living or dead, may nominate a Traveller, and all players, living or dead, get to vote for it without it costing a dead player's once-off vote. Any vote of at least half the total player count results in death by exile. With multiple Travellers, there may be multiple exiles each day, though each Traveller may be nominated only once per day. Exile votes are completely separate to the normal process of execution. Ignoring exiles, there can still be at most one execution per day. Ignore Travellers entirely when determining win or lose conditions. This layout is 2 regular players with a demon alive, and therefore a win for all evil players, including evil Travellers. The moderator may also add 1 or more Fabled tokens. Thematically and in the story, these are characters, but in gameplay, they are global rule changes which are placed in open view of all players. These give the moderator some flexibility to run the game in different ways, such as being deliberately more inviting or inclusive for shy or new players, or just to make the game faster if the pub's just called last drinks.
Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, maybe you'd like to watch this next one. Have a great day. Bye!